we can segue right into this next topic because we were talking about influencers, celebrities, and news. And I think that our all-white queen has some interesting words for those of you who want to be influencers in the social media space. So what's going on out here? What's the Snow Queen saying?
I know you're not talking about.
I'm talking about Diamond, child. What Diamond said?
Lord Jesus. Okay, so the host at Fox Soul's Cocktail with Queens ripped Ari Fletcher a new one.
To my Lisa Raye.
Lisa Raye, yeah. But I think they all really kind of came for her, but Lisa Raye really nailed her. So there was this viral video that Ari Fletcher made, being very dismissive of domestic abuse. I'm not even going to repeat what she said because it was disgusting. We all know what she said. It was just, ugh. Anyway,
I don't know what she said.
What she said, first of all, she said something about, oh, if your man ain't shooting you, or if your man ain't
putting a gun in your head. And then, I remember that.
That's some. Look, I ain't gonna lie, that was some high school. I ain't never want nobody to put no gun on me now, but like, you know, that was some high school ass shit where people used to be like, oh yeah, you know, he pinned me against the wall, child. I want to draw my door. Like, I remember there was girls that really used to say that shit. That was a kink. But for a grown ass adult and an influencer that influences millions of people, we'll get into that later. Lisa Raye made an interesting argument, saying that influencers are not celebrities. She said, in quotes, the younger girls that are looking up to these influencers, and when you know that, you have an obligation, and that's the difference between real celebrities and influencers. Now, I think she has a point, and she kind of doesn't, because when we think about celebrities like A-listers and B-listers and stuff like that, they're media trained. Okay, you can't say this. They're trained. You can't say this. You can't do that, to a certain extent, because there's still celebrities that abuse their power, abuse their influence too. Influencers.
We were just talking about one.
Huh?
We were just talking about one.
Okay. But influencers don't have that. They are mainly independent, and you know, when they come out and go on live and do their videos, there's no one saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that. They're the last person that sees the post when they upload it. You get what I'm saying? So they check everything, which, you know, can be flawed. Do you feel like, and this is like an argument that Nikita Dragon, sis is punching the air every time. She said, influencers are celebrities. Do you feel like influencers and celebrities, are they two different things? Are they the same, or what's going on?
Influencers, some influencers are celebrities. Like, when you think about what it means to be a celebrity, the whole root of the word is celebrate. So there are influencers who are highly visible and celebrated by their audience. They are some that the influencers that get picked up by mainstream media.
Right.
I guess that's what Lisa Raye would consider to be real celebrities. And I guess in her world, in the time that she became a celebrity, you thought about celebrities being actors, singers, people that were in the entertainment space who were put on mainstream media or put on television or put in movies, or singers who had record deals, because these are the people that are being pushed by the machines, or being pushed by mainstream media for people to know and to see, so they can sell the products that own, like the based off of the companies that push Hollywood. Everybody knows that when you get signed by one of these studios or whatever, you're going to be in a position where you're selling a product for somebody, like for the beauty, the beauty industry, the health and wellness industry, whether it's going to be selling retail for clothing and fashion lines, or you know, all that stuff. Like, when you are a signed celebrity to one of these companies that has ties to major corporations, then yes, you are a celebrity because you are forced on the public to be celebrated, to be followed, and all that kind of stuff. Right. With the advent or the invent of social media, it creates and opens up a space where there are people who can naturally and organically gain a following and then become relatable celebrities to their fans. The people that are influencers now, because a lot of these girls that they talk that Lisa Raye is influencing, like, okay, these are Instagram models who we wouldn't have known anything about if they weren't dating rappers, right, or dating someone famous. And then now we're watching them because we feel related to them, right? Oh, look at them. They found somebody that got money, and now they getting their body done, and now they getting purses, and now they getting trips. And now we're seeing them live this lifestyle that we aspire to, but we know they came from nothing. Like we know that they, if it was on their own devices, they would be nobodies.
So at least we're generalizing.
Right. She was generalizing, but I do believe that popular influencers are celebrities. They're celebrities to their following. There are people that are celebrated. They're the people. And once you start getting covered by mainstream and or Black media blogs, you're a celebrity. Okay. If people are reporting on what Ari Fletcher is doing, if they're reporting on her and Moneybag Yo, she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity by proxy because her man is a celebrity. He's a mainstream hip hop artist. She's a celebrity.
And what does she do?
She's a girlfriend. That's all I know of her.
It's just like real loving hip hop out here.
But it's also like being a Real Housewife of Atlanta. It's like, well, I mean, they have jobs. So I mean, that was bad.
Right, they're a little bit.
So it's like being See, back in the day, the wives of celebrities weren't always celebrities. Maybe if they were white and they were like a couple that were both like in the industry. But for the most part, if you were a celebrity, you were an actor, and your wife doesn't do that, she does behind the scenes stuff, the coverage was going to be on the person that's on the screen. And then the wife or the husband does whatever they do in their regular life. They're not really celebrities. They're married to a celebrity. Now what we're seeing is that when you couple up with a celebrity, bitch, y'all a power couple, even though you may not have no power. So we're gonna be nosy. We want to see what you're doing. We want to see where you're going, what you're eating, how many diamonds you got, who are your friends, where you partying at, because we want to party there too. This is a follower society. It's about building the culture. And so the influencers of today that are popping off of Instagram, when we think about it, hell, Megan Thee Stallion popped off Instagram. Like we were watching her rapping on Instagram, and it created opportunity for us to like, oh, I want to go see her perform in real life, or oh, her videos drop. Oh, let me go listen to her mixtape. It's become that place where celebrities are born. Lisa Raye from the old school. She had to audition to become a celebrity. Okay. Yeah. Nowadays, it's like, let me just put myself out there and see who fucks with me. If they fuck with me heavy and they share my stuff, and then other people can relate to me, then who knows where I'll be in a year. And then that's where the brands are looking for, like, okay, you have a captive audience and you can sell my products.
So Lisa Raye was wrong to say that. She was wrong to say that.
I think it was kind of, I get what she was saying as far as like them not being celebrities, in the sense that there's like this implied obligation, right? I don't believe that anybody has an obligation to do anything. One of my favorite celebrities, Rihanna, said, I'm not responsible for y'all's kids. Like, I'm not obligated to raise y'all's children. My job is to create my art and do what I love doing, and y'all following me, right? So my issue with what Lisa Raye said is about the obligation. We're not obligated to do anything. Now, unless you're under a contract with someone who has a moral clause in it, or who has it laid out specifically the things that you cannot do, or the things that you cannot represent while representing their brand, that is where your obligation comes from. Your obligation comes from what's on black and white, what's in that contract. A lot of these social media influencers don't have contracts. They're not signed to anybody. They're not under any agency. Right. They're not forced to take media training. They're not forced to learn about ethics and behavior.
See, that's where the problem lies then.
Well, it's not well, who says it's a problem? Like, they're just being their authentic selves. And my thing is, listen,
media trained and you say shit like the shit that she was saying.
Listen, girl,
and she got cut from her Savage X Fenty because she was working. Because the whole story was she got cut from Savage X Fenty
because she said what she said. And Rihanna and the founder is someone who's up from domestic violence. I get it. So what I'm saying is, in her contract, does your contract have in black and white that? Now, if I know Rihanna, her contract says we can drop you at any time for any reasons. Okay, she's probably very much at will. Like, girl, I don't like your weave. You out of here. But if there is a moral standards clause in your contract saying that when you're representing the brand, this is the standard we expect you to set, then you have to be mindful of that. And so it's very well within their rights to drop her. But I think it's a lesson for her if she wants to be a professional in this industry, that I do need to watch what I say. And sometimes you will say things that are controversial. And that's why I support and say, this is just my opinion. You know, this doesn't represent any of the brands that I work with. This doesn't represent any of the past or future, partnerships that I have and hope to have or whatever. That's her opinion. She said it, and then the consequences that come with it, it comes with it. It happens to us in real life too. You know, there are real people who say things or do things, and then they can lose their job.
Yeah.
You're not even an influencer, but you posted the wrong thing on Facebook, and your boss saw it, or one of your coworkers saw it and shared it with HR because they were offended by what they saw when they came to your page. Now you suspended or whatever because you still represent the company. Right. That's why I'm very clear now. Let me tell you something. Outside of this job, my hours are from 9 to 5. This is when I represent you. Anything outside of this building, okay, has nothing to do with you, and I'm not going to be held responsible for it. I'll be looking in the handbooks now specifically for that because I'm telling you, you're not trapping me into this job. I'm here to do my job from these hours to these hours. After this hour, after this,
yeah. And I think for me, just because, you know, we're talking about ourselves, it really, for the longest with this podcast, like I felt like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this because, you know, Jobs is looking at it and this, that, and third. But no, I mean, it's the podcast. People looked at my TikTok and my Instagram and stuff like that is what got me to interview at that radio station. But you know,
but it's also the nature of your work. Your job is your job is to give your opinion. Like that's your job. That's your niche is giving my opinion. So you can't fault me for my opinion if you don't like it. This is my job is to give my opinion. Yeah.
Have your opinion, but have it with caution. Okay.
But the difference is with Ari Fletcher, we don't pay you to have an opinion. We pay you to sell our products. And when your opinion can cost us money, we got to get rid of you. And that's what happens. You can't say that you work with Rihanna and then say some stupid shit like that about I want my nigga to basically
your dude don't love you, don't put a gun to you. I'm like,
listen, people have their own ideas of what love is. And, you know, maybe she grew up in a household where that was how her parents showed love to each other by being violent. I think it also creates a conversation about how we relive and ingest our traumas and then how they manifest in our real life and how we can misconstrue them as, well, I grew up in a household where my parents said they loved each other and I saw them argue all the time. That's just how they expressed their love. They were very passionate people. It's like, well, no, that was an abusive situation. There was manipulation happening there. And there was a control dynamic where somebody felt that they could not walk away. Right. And so when you're able to have those conversations about these traumas that we have and how they show up in our lives, you can see it and sometimes in what people are regurgitating or what's coming out of their mouths or what they say. And I think that she represents a sector of women who were raised in that type of culture where it was okay for them to have men who would do things like that, or having a Nunu complex where they wanted to be with the drug dealer, they wanted to be with the thugs because they felt that they would be protected and it gives them street cred. And they're the Beyonce in the Soldier video because I'm the bad bitch and I'm a trap queen and all this kind of stuff. That's the lifestyle that she represents because she's a rapper's girlfriend who raps about those types of things. So that is the world that she lives in. So her saying something like that doesn't surprise me and it shouldn't surprise anybody. However, when you're moving yourself in a space where you're going to be dealing with real money and you're working with multi-billion-dollar corporations, right? And the spokesperson for that corporation is a survivor of domestic violence, you're being a dummy by letting some shit like that fall out of your mouth. You are totally fumbling the bag, okay?
Yeah.
Throw a flag on the play, okay? You have fumbled the bag. Please shut up. Take these pictures and post them to your Instagram because that's what we pay you for. That's it.
Literally all you had to do. But anyway, that's what it is. That's, you know.
But Lisa Raye ain't wrong. She just ain't right. She ain't wrong.
But she just
ain't right either.
And that's why I said to me, it was very indifferent. Like she's right, but then, yeah, don't generalize.